Well, you know what? I feel like we're kind of having a bit of fun because maybe around the world people will be like, well, we must support India here because Australia are the bad guys. They've always been the bad guys. They'll forever, for this next generation, maybe 2 or 3 more, will always be the bad guys. But I just also feel like at the same time that maybe sometimes India need a bit of a kicking. If they're gonna prepare these dog shit decks, then this is the only way they're gonna learn. Now, I also want to say I don't have enough about the decks, but no, not enough about the decks. I've enjoyed day 2 of the shootout, though, today, because it's kind of fun. Now, on the other side of that equation, I feel like a lot of people are going to be like, oh, I wouldn't mind seeing Australia get bowled out for 30 tomorrow. You know, so that's going to be a hard thing to wrestle for a lot of, neutrals. I'm not sure how many neutrals watch cricket that aren't in prison. But I guess we'll find out over the next session tomorrow morning. Welcome back to The Grey Cricketer. TGC is powered by CRED throughout the Border Gavaskar series and hopefully into the future as well. Who knows? That's really their decision, not ours. We're using the scan and pay feature throughout the Border Gavaskar series, as you'll be seeing in the upcoming vlogs and whatnots. But that is the scan and pay function on the CRED app. Rewards Deluxe. Use it anywhere you like. It's amazing. All right, Pez. Did you enjoy day 2 of the shootout?
No, I'm not enjoying this at all because I have hope. I have hope, he goes. I must confess, inside this thing, whatever this thing is,
yeah,
this heart, this soul,
it's a vessel,
and it's as hard as a male to say. You know, my profile, social, demographics, etc., where I find myself in life, but I am vulnerable. I'm fucking I'm vulnerable to hope. I mean, but it's just on the nose there. It's 76. Yeah. It's just, it's like it's a really it's a funny total. It's funny because if India gets to 100, India are ahead for me.
Oh yeah.
So 76 as a number, it's 2 digits. So your head is already you're already conditioned to going well, you just knock that off.
Nah,
and yet it doesn't follow that if 100 puts India ahead in the game, if you accept that, 76 ain't that far off that, So nah. It's what there's going to be some squeaky bums, tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
and it's great. Yeah. That's really good. But I expect my team to win, and it's the dumbest thing to say, batting 4th on this piece of shit in India. Mate, one audience member of our audience will know this because he's the manager of the pub that I went to sober today with my brother, who I'm seeing. Who's down from Sydney. I took him to the pub in the afternoon. He had a couple of beers and we watched the start of the cricket, and we were actually sitting up at the bar like true degenerates, and a woman was struck up a conversation with us, and she actually double took looking at the pitch at indoor. She was clearly not a cricket fan. I'm not shitting you. She was just very, very lovely community pub conversation, and she said, "What is that?" She said, "What is that?" And
perfect.
She said that it looked like something that the fucking Mars, the Curiosity rover would have discovered, and she said it from the side of her mouth, and then she said she was a curator's daughter, but nevertheless, Nevertheless, he goes, I have hope after today's play. Somehow today felt slower than yesterday, even though more wickets fell for fewer runs. It was just a 16-wicket day today, was it? Yeah, no worries. I'm kind of used to the pace of it now. I'm used to these traumas in my life.
Yeah, that's right. When Steve Smith takes the catch at the end of the day of Pujara, I've had to catch myself in a moment, Pez, because I've just gone, oh, what a catch. And then I got excited. And then immediately I went, oh, no, now I care.
Mate,
damn it.
I had the exact same thing. Look, I'm going under the hood here. My wife's
Yeah.
working night shift tonight. My brother's over. Like he's into the cricket. He's not a nonce about it like me. And my 4-year-old and 2-year-old are asleep. And I caught myself when Steve Smith took that catch and Nathan Lyon took his whatever wicket, like towards the end.
Right.
I caught myself clapping loudly in the house, but suppressing the clap, like doing the clap with with the hollow hands, so that it wouldn't make as much resonance around the house. And my hands are above my head, and I'm like, oh, I'm into this game. Oh no, I could get hurt.
Oh no, I'm gonna get hurt.
That's
I'm
right.
gonna get hurt. Daddy, protect me.
That's
I'll
right.
be sleeping with the. I'll sleep with my anxiety blanket on tonight. The
100%.
weighted blanket that I bought during lockdown.
Oh, I just started beating my younger brother up just to feel dominance of some description. It's a very strange thing to do. He's 32.
It makes it a lot easier doing this job, just keeping a bit of cognitive dissonance, just a little bit of separation, just for the jokes, and then something happens, and I'm like, damn it! I care about something now. Now that thing is going to hurt me. I'm not sure what traumas in my life led to that, but she'll call me back. She'll call me back.
Mum will come back too. Hope she got those cigarettes she was after. You know, like
It was a cold, rainy night. It was slippery on the roads.
Lion, a stripper on the road. So Lion gets the 9th wicket, and he's there bowling to Axar and Siraj and DK, who I think is about to praise Nathan Lyon, says he's taking every Indian batter's wicket except for the 2 guys out there. And I'm like, even amid a flurry of wickets, DK can find a ray of light for his proud country, which I just commend his unique ability to do that. And get under Matthew Hayden's skin, which actually is funny. Matthew Hayden, wonderful exponent of an explorer of the English language.
Yes, and the volume control, and pink hats. Anyway, now Pez, what we're talking about here is like yesterday we spoke about on the show that, you know, there's just always in my head just a feeling of like Australia will lose 6 for 20. You know, it's a long tail. Things can happen. Good bowlers, shit deck, etc., etc. They lost 6 for 11 today, and I just feel like, you know, 7. Okay, look, we're sort of
6 for
barely
20 would have been great.
Yeah. What, I bit your arm off for 20. And what you're saying before really resonates with me, because 100 is like, well, where are they going to score 100 cricket runs from? There's not 100 cricket runs out there. And then it's like, if they're chasing 50, well, really, like, you get to 30, and then basically one team's got to be perfect. They probably chase the game, and they bowl maybe a few loose deliveries, and then you sort of eke out the last. But 76 is like, oh, that's the exact amount of runs where I'm up all night tonight, and I'm organising fields. I'm shadow batting. I'm also picking up a bat and just practicing.
Yeah.
I'm tossing and turning without the turning.
You're reenacting the Battle of the Somme with little figurines.
I'm watching World War II in colour on YouTube just to see what that looked like.
I'm playing test match cricket, the board game, you know, and then organising them all for a tea party afterwards, which is a separate thing.
More tea, sir. Oh, please.
Dad, what are you doing? Nothing. I'm hideous. Go away.
Don't look at me. I'm hideous. Eating fucking Doritos. Maltesers all melted together in the microwave.
Australia needs 76. I don't know where they're going to get them from, son. Go to bed. Can you please wipe my bum?
Let me know when you find her. Anyway, I thought Nathan Lyon bowled really well today. You know,
Me too.
Nice
well.
control.
Yeah, he took 8
Nice
for.
control. He took 8 for 64. Oh man!
You know, it says something about the deck. Look, he did bowl excellently, Nathan Lyon. More than excellently. I mean, it's one of his greatest ever performances. But like, I'm also like, yeah, well, he's got 11, but Jadeja might get 15. So you know, it's kind of it's sort of average.
Oh, I'm very much Roy Keane. It's his job.
God, look at us. We're pathetic.
Yeah. Pathetic because we're scared and we're hiding behind jokes. Yeah, it's. I mean, it is set up very nicely tomorrow, and you're right. When I was watching the game today, I was like, oh, it's sort of calmed down a bit, and maybe it's just because I was just expecting explosions every ball. I was expecting it to get worse, and maybe the batters apply themselves a little bit more. But just those fluster of wickets can happen, and it does really feel like with Australia's long tail chasing 76. I mean, India's almost never really out of the game. I think Australia's there's just three guys that I feel like are going to have to do it, and that's Hanscom, Smith, and Khawaja. I mean, Marnus I think is actually the leading run scorer for Australia this series. So if he can keep getting bowled off no balls and they can rack up a few no balls, that'd be handy. But I just think it's going to be fucking anxiety city for Australians tomorrow. We're tuning in at 3:00 in the afternoon on Friday afternoon, and there's just fucking fear and loathing in Las Vegas and anxiety. I don't know when you're supposed to enjoy the game, but I think it's if Australia are 2 down and they need 1 to win. And then I'm like, okay, now I can breathe again.
Yeah. Cue in the rack, boys. We've done it. Crack open those dark beers and also the tea party with my little test match cricket figurines. Now,
but at the same time, Pez, I'm just expecting us to be 3 for 10. And it's going to be all the things that India is supposed to be. We're missing Rishabh's laugh appeal behind the stumps, obviously. Bit more important things in life, of course. But like we're just missing like the cacophony of noise, laughter, fucking screaming after every ball. Kohli's fucking yelling into stump mics and clapping and shaving his beard all at the same time. It's going to be chaos.
We could get it tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's all tomorrow. I mean, it's one session, isn't it? It's one session with Australia chasing 76 and 10 wickets to win for India. So
yeah,
it's a shootout.
Look, I want to call out, Higgos, that I am an enormous supporter of Pat Cummins and Pat Cummins being captain and his captaincy. However, today I think a lot of Australians will agree, like something about Steve Smith captaining this kind of game where like he looks so invested. He's like he's summoning the entirety of his savant capabilities in his brain. He's like applying the fullness of his cricketing brain and mind and soul to this effort.
Love it, mate.
And he's like,
Love it.
all of his mannerisms are like exaggerated. He's like jumpy and nervy and fidgety and jolty in all the ways that like whether he's going for a review or making a field change or bringing someone onto bowl or whatever. And like ordinarily that's too much for me in an Australian summer where I'm concerned about where my next beer is coming from or whether a fire is going to engulf my house. Like I'm just worried about those things. Cricket is just a relaxation pastime for me. But when they're playing in India and everything is about chaos and anxiety, and I can just about hear the horns of the traffic outside, and although Rishabh's not playing, I can hear his laugh behind the stumps. I liked having Smith fully committed as captain and running the show, and like I felt like it was it's the sort of game where like he is just so dialed into every bowling change and every little piece, every little field setting. And I know when he goes out to bat, like he's just going to want it so badly. And I'm just expressing some appreciation for him as captain in this game, mate, for Australia. It's not against Cummins. It's just an appreciation for a guy that just loves cricket and is so good at it.
I think that's a really great point, mate. I think Pat Cummins is the right man to captain Australia because Steve Smith was excellent today. Rotated the bowlers, changes worked for him and all those things. Also took that amazing catch, but he is so invested. But then I just also saw these little things that reminded me like he's just not the right person long term. Just the stuff about like Australia just really manipulating that stumping into referral shit. It's fucking bullshit. Yeah. It's fucking bullshit stuff, man, isn't it? And just there's a degree of petulance to it, and it's like I don't like the look of it. But in this game, I think it's required. I think of the two, which is unnecessary comparison, though I suppose it is going to be made given he is filling in for the actual captain. I think he's probably the right person to captain this game. And him being so dialed in is
What does that mean though? Like it's like
I don't know.
It's like it's like in one-offs where we really need to win. It's like gun to your mum's head need. You know, like I want the savant.
Yeah.
It's like I'll accept the petulant stuff when I really want it. But you know, with Test cricket, sorry, I just briefly experienced a stroke while I was talking. But when Australia's generally winning at home in the summer and cricket's more of a brand, Cummins all day, you know, like let's take it. I want the ideology. I want the entire experience of it. I want the eyes. I want the Hollywood stuff. I want a bit of fast bowling, and I want a bit of contrarianism with how cricket's meant to be played. But it's like when you're in India and a couple of guys are trying to fuck you over in a big, strong, powerful land, you know, I want my savant, you know, directing traffic. You know, each to their own. I mean, you know, you know, Starkey's coming on to bowl. I mean, Stark's so injured, he looks like he's been, you know, trying to ice his finger in Shastri's port, you know, it's that purple. Like, and he's, you know, Smudge is just going like, come on, Starkey, one more for us. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I just shout out to that. Other shout outs, Uzi, great catch as well. They're dialed in Australia. They smell it. They smell it. And a shout out to Joel Wilson as well. Another wonderful performance from Joel. It doesn't need to be said at this point, but we must continue to appreciate even when it's like the Australian women winning all the time. Joel Wilson's umpiring exploits must continue to be acknowledged despite the extreme consistency with which he performs.
The funding for the Joel Wilson Institute needs to continue, and these sort of performances will carry on for generations. We'll be discussing this, and I just love that Nathan Lyon has chosen to bowl from his end. I mean, that is blockbuster stuff every single day of the week. He's consistent. It's hilarious. People get upset, and that makes me. And I'm one of those guys, and it makes me really happy. I just love watching the cricket going, fuck's sake. You know, that's me. That's me right there. Fuck's sake. Fucking hell. Fuck me. Fuck's sake.
Just for the 5 Indians watching this, Pujara batted really well.
Oh my God, what an innings.
Yeah.
Every ball in the middle. Ball in the middle. And it took a great catch to I mean, Marnus did drop him, I suppose, but that was genuinely that's probably the innings of the series so far, I thought. I mean, it was genuinely stunning. And he didn't look like getting out for me, except for the 2 times that he looked like getting out. All right, should we get in? Had to hashtag AskTGC?
Yeah. Looks like Twitter's back up and running for us. So
okay, that's good.
That's good. So plenty of submissions. The question really was, you know, who feels safe and why.
Love it.
Yeah, Luke Terracini says, a pretty simple game plan for tomorrow. One of the openers need to score runs. Marnus and Smith need to score runs, and the rest just bat around them. Job done. Time for a song. Yeah, okay. That must be Greg Chappell's alter ego. Hardik Kansara says, as an Indian fan, I feel safe. We lose this, fire the groundsman at indoor and create a worse minefield in Ahmedabad, win the toss and get the match done in 2 days. We've all seen the script.
Yep, perfect.
Where's the lie?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I also really like the moment where Rohit sent out Ishan Kishan to send a message to Pujara going like, mate, just tee off. And then he hit line for 6 over sort of long on, wide mid-wicket-ish, straight mid-wicket-ish. So that's getting Ishan Kishan in the game, sending 12th man out to send a message to like the all-time blocker to slog. I'm into that. That was good.
Like that. Okay. Lou says, love hearing Doss talk about how good Lino could be if he just scrambled the seam. The coat has 8 for 120 odd wickets against India. Leighton Bolton Wright says, Australia masterclass due to Master Healy of the mirrored Nighthawk shot making lecture. Yeah. And Nivectis says, it's worse than last game. I have even more hope. I've been hurt before. I don't feel safe. David Bartlett says, this is prime bedshit territory. Mahesh Ahir says, what if Australia bring out brooms and win by 10 wickets? Can't wait for all the experts to justify that too in hindsight. Joke, Australia has no chance tomorrow. I think Mahesh is right. I mean, remember that the broom got Australia 113 runs, you know, in Delhi. That's enough.
Yeah.
Now,
that's fucking way too many.
Wouldn't that be great? Imagine if it was a broomathon tomorrow for the win. Like this side tomorrow could not only knock over India in a game, but they could knock over the entire generation that preceded them. Wow.
They've lost 2 games in 10 years, India, and Australia has a chance to make that 3. 2 of those times, obviously, being Australia as well. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? I don't think it's going to be fun for anyone except for probably India and everyone else watching around the world. We'll be wrapping up day 3 right here on the interwebs. Thanks as always to CRED. Hey, if you haven't already, go check out CRED's YouTube channel. But I tell you what, I'm up all night, so if you need me, just shoot me a text, and I'll be shadow batting. See you tomorrow.